Hello and welcome back to Hoi 4, Equestria War, Zarantia, under Mekiouzza and Ataghan. In today's video we were continuing down our path to be able to unite our peoples. Truly unite them all. Including the ones stuck under Tobuk. Our new people that we were tricked into abandoning. They must be brought back under our tutelage. Under the tutelage of foreign advisors, the Mekiouzza tribes have begun the process of reshaping their methods to conduct war. Through discipline and constant efforts, our warriors shall be turned into a proper army, ready to fight under any condition. First, we will do our cross-tribal service. The Mekiouzza must learn to fight for more than tribe or town. By spreading them out so that soldiers serve in other tribes, we reinforce the bonds between them and lay foundation for greater faith in the Mekiouzza stuff. I'm good at talking. Don't you agree that I'm very good at the talk thing? Stuff going on. The little starlight town is allying with Equestria. I don't know how much they'll do for them, judging by how they're over here. Not really able to like bring any troops over. Have 1 to 2 troops anyways. But you know, sometimes you just gotta support with your voice, and that's all you need to do, right? Yeah, I think that's right. To fight for all. The defense of Zarantia takes precedent over all other concerns, be they mercenary work abroad, inter-tribal squabbles, or any other thing. When the full might of the Mekiouzza is levied thusly, it will be a force to be reckoned with. Is this still the same thing? Yeah. The unified principles of warfare. Certain things are forever true when it comes to war, but the ways in which these things are expressed changes as time marches on. You must make sure to follow these changes and be up to date with all the new methods of warfare. Yes, we must be ready. Ready for anything. Anything at all. Alright, I suppose that'll be my next thing I get. Alright. The arsenal of defense. If Zarantia is to remain safe, we must never stop continuing in our efforts to procure new weapons, nor can we ever presume that we are done with improving our military production capacity. Yes, of course, we need more military factories. It is the only way we'll survive and thrive in the future. And what is to come? in a bid to reunite. You see, so they've become the lead of the Griffoni Empire, and they're gonna go beat up Featherisa. Bronze Hill has stayed on their side. Now we are going to move over. We're going to do these later to the Tribe of Tribes. I just wanted to get that one military factory first. The Tribe of Tribes. The Imazib have always been a people of many tribes, but the question is whether that truly is weakness. Certainly it precludes autocratic methods, but how many foreign thinkers have not written about the importance of checks and balances? We have that, always had it, and we simply need to refine it. Yes, of course. We are a nice, peaceful system. We will not be evil in any way. I mean, at the moment, this is all peaceful. There's been no wars over here. There's been, you know, some support for civil war up there, but over here, things are peaceful. Nothing's wrong, nothing's weird. We're all at peace. At least for the moment. So I'd say everything's going pretty good at the moment. Probably just jinxed it, but, you know, maybe I didn't. But you know, maybe I didn't. Elevating the Confederation. This is tyranny. You can't make us work with those Aquin kin traitors. They're not worth the sand that gets stuck on their beards. Hold your tongue, son of Ankix. Your naked faces say your tribe is as mature as my newborn daughter. Unifying the tribes wouldn't ever be easy. While many tribes had histories as sordid and bloody, some had the pettiest reasons, petty enough that Umala's face was a study in absolute restraint and facial control. An Aliquid looking as if she bit a particular zesty lemon. Yet if Zarantia was to move forward, these tribes had to be united. For good or bad reasons, they have to make them look eye to eye. But before Mekiouzza could say anything, Umalez cleared her throat and raised her voice, unable to hide her smile. While certainly I can respect the values both tribes are made of, we're not asking you to work together directly. The Amsip tribe is known for their skill in metalworking, while the Aquin have been known in their talent in scouring the desert for gems, yes? She had a calm smile on her face, and her eyes twinkled with amusement. We could set up caravans to bring the products between both of your lands, without having any of you seeing eye to eye. Does that sound acceptable? It is distasteful to have our kin's hard work to be put at the hooves of those. If nothing else, as a show of your tribe's hospitality and grace. Umalez placed a hoof on the young chieftains, giving him her sweetest smile. My mother has long spoken well of Amsik. Mekiouzza smiled wryly in the background. Umalez's pleading look had long since stopped working on her, but on a stallion in his youth, well then, when you put it that way. And he does it, just like that. Boom. Easy. Just that easy. The common code. The tribes value their customs and traditions, and if unity is to be reached, these things must be respected. It will demand all the effort that we can muster, but the reward will be a Zarantia that the tribes feel invested in. Yeah. That's what we need. What we also need is trucks. September, October, November, December. 369. No. I'll just leave that like that for now. What's you up to, cause a free state? Ah, I see. Causing war on them. They're harmonic. You're harmonic. What you doing, Kaza? Your ideals of equal opportunity, like what? The packs, like you're Kaza. Wow. Okay, Kaza. Whatever. You do you, I guess. Establishing high courts. Intertribal squabbles take up too much time and effort that would be better spent elsewhere. In order to relieve the burden this places on the government, we must create a pan-Zarantian justice system of neutral mediators that can speak with the eloquent authority. Yes, that does sound good. We should do that immediately. Begin the process. Yeah, I don't know. Just so many building slots in that one place. Like, I love it. I love how many buildings I could just put there. Now I want to get, nah. Yeah, I'm good. Yep, upgrade my rifles, though. Definitely want to do that. The Tribal Council. Oh, actually, first I need to choose another thing. Now I get you. The Tribal Council. Mekiouzza has a long tradition of calling the tribal leaders to her to counsel her. Perhaps this institution should be made permanent, and give the tribal chiefs a formalized say in the Zarantian government. Softly but persistently. You are like an antlion sometimes, Master Uwerg, Umelez told the sage as they wandered the roads of Agzet. When I least expect it, you pop out and toss your questions in my face like sand. Isernid itself could not keep a zebra on their guard like you do. If the question caused a fist, I am more than willing to withdraw it. Uwerg bowed his head. Umelez smiled dryly at him. Oh, but it's already in my head, isn't it? Wiggling around and just waiting for an answer. Though she was making light of it, the question he had asked was one she had thought a lot about herself. Even now, after everything had crumbled, her mother had patiently begun to gather the tribes around her with a softer hoof, as she had shown decades ago. Umelez knew how much it vexed her mother to have to re-establish the power she had held for so many years. She just hadn't expected Weorg to needle her about whether it vexed her too. Did it, though? Umelez pondered the question for a good while before answering. No, I admire my mother's efforts, and I hope I can be patient one day. I suppose it does, and I hope that one day it will not be necessary. Newman says resolved or equal. She's gonna try to be more measured. Why not? We are gonna be chill, relaxed. That, you know. We don't need to be aggressive. We don't need to be mean. We are a chill, kind, caring society. That's all there is. That's all there is to it. You get me? The Tribal Council. Parliamentarianism. One of the many ideas that years ago Mekiouzza would have scoffed at as another foreign fancy, inapplicable to the reality of her land. But as Umaliz herself brought to her attention during one of her endless studying sessions, it offered something new, unity and presence. Exet was far from many territories, and the more venerable tribes would hesitate to send their elders here for brief affairs. Yet if they came here and the sisters were plentiful enough, they would likely have to take residence within the city and need to communicate things back to their respective tribes. On paper, it would seem she's giving up parts of her power, but the streamlining of the process of communication with her people and the convenience just meant that she simply could push more quicker. With a pen to quill and sign up the structure of the tribal council, as well as the invitations for every tribe her census could measure, they would be more welcome to join, after all, and those that didn't wouldn't complain if she just turned to them a blind eye. They would believe they were giving them more leeway, when in truth, it all just meant giving her the power they stubbornly clung to. Maybe there's more to this democracy thing than she thought of. Maybe. I don't know. A place for all the chieftains on the council. The oaths go both ways, and even the most suspect of chieftains are guaranteed a place on the council that rules Zarantia. The Code of Rights. There must never be any doubt in the minds of our people that we will respect their ways of life. Our commitment to preserving the rights of our people, always have known, shall be written into the very fabric of our nation. And if we fail in it, then we will be held accountable. Woo! Actually, just being an extremely chill nation. Which, by the way, I love suggestions. I love getting guys suggestions, and I definitely am keeping up. I will, like, for one, somebody said a while ago to try changing lands historical. I will eventually do that. Like, things like that, definitely. But I already actually have a plan for my next series after this one. But after that, I'll probably go into some of those suggestions people have made. But I know what I want to do next. Which, by the way, if you haven't noticed, one thing I have been trying to do is as much as I can, because some of them are literally, like, supposed to get updates at some point, so I don't really want to do them too much besides places that just got updated. But I'm trying to do nation, 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 like bouncing between the 3 continents, so you kind of get some stuff from each area. But, I mean, some of them just don't have as much content, and by that I mean this continent just has more content than all the other ones. In fact, there's probably more here than these two combined, but you know, whatever. Selling unity. Unity is a strange ideal to most Imazim, and if we are to convince them to change their ways and embrace it, we must offer them a lot in return. If it succeeds, it will be the sale of the century, and Mekiouzza is no stranger to pulling off difficult deals. So, what you want to trade, huh? Cling! I don't have a second. Cling! I mean, it's not another glass. Oh, this is glass. There we go. So, what you want to deal, Huh. I offered unity. I know it's strange, but I think it'd work out. What do you say? Well, I suppose we can give it a shot. And there you go. Simple as that. Boom. And there you go. I don't know. I'm weird. I think you already know that, though. Pressure the unwilling tribes. Not all tribes are open to unity, and some, like the Talit and their proud leader, Wesif, fiercely defend their independence. Yet the Talit are poor, and where brute force might fail, a slow, steady squeeze might do better. squeeze. Sometimes you gotta squeeze them. Oaths to the tribes. The Eliquid knows her role, and she has put it down in law so that the tribe shall never fear that her overreach will encroach on what is theirs by right. If I can ever find a way, this is so random, but if I ever find a way to record on Switch, because I just don't own anything to do it, I want to do a Pikmin 4 challenge. I just love that game so much that I don't care. It could get 1 view. I still want to do a challenge run for it. But anyways, only one real choice. One of the most stubborn tribes to bend to her hooves was the Talit. No amount of wrangling, negotiations, nor threats would make them bow. Warriors to the very last one, birthed from exiles from other tribes to the harsh central deserts of Zarantia. The Talit had for centuries thrived on conflict, slavery, and conquest, and no symbol of that was mightier than their chief, Wazif. And as her representatives weren't even given the time of day, she simply laid him a challenge, a duel, against her own finest general. If they won, they could have what they desired for her. She'd turn a blind eye to them, and never bother them again. But if Wazif fell, they would submit, wholly and fully, to her cause. She didn't spare a single zekel to broadcast that. She made her engineers carve the arena from stone, imported radios and recording equipment, and sent and scattered them across Zarantia together with her challenge. Radios? I want. So this arena fight's probably on the radio, huh? Interesting. That's cool. The people of Zarantia would be witness to the questions that they didn't dare to voice in front of her. Is her people, her government, truly a better path than what they had stubbornly clung to all this time? The battle took the good part of an hour, witnesses clinging to their seats, and she was sure families and entire tribes sat around their radios, captivated by one of her aides' surprising ability at narrating the bout. Wazif fought like a zebra possessed, but he only knew how to fight Zarantians. Zagwa was a warrior forged by coin and battles abroad, and little by little she wore him down, until a brutal pommel struck to his cheeks sent him crashing into the sand as the crowd roared and clapped. The next day, with the city of Agzat as witness, and on the same arena, they saw the most vicious warrior of the country bend his head and kissing her hooves, submitting himself and his tribe to her service until the end of times. Until the last talent withers, we are your servants, Aliquid. Just hiring some more guys before they become slightly more expensive because I get a new general. Why not? Why not, I say. Making deals and promises. It will not be one great agreement that brings Zarantia together, but rather hundreds of small purchases and thousands of promises of aid or reward, arbitration, gifts, and carefully chosen words. I'll bring that down, and now I'm actually gonna go down to there and start working on getting more of those. And I don't care about that. My trucks will come in with time. I don't need them to be fully. I don't need rubber for trucks, you know. I could just make them. I could just make iron tires or steel tires. I guess that's how that works. I'm just making steel tires, you know. Why not, right? Great Lakes have been unified. Kaza seems to be winning. The Baird Mageocracy is still there. You guys have mostly managed to stay unified despite the fascism. We've got the Republic over here yet again. You guys are doing alright. Oh, beginning your push downwards. Aquilia? Brief interlude to Aquilio Radio. Everyone, how are we losing to Griffon, the Feathereason Police, and Palmer? How are we losing to these guys? What is happening? Our government's failing us. What is wrong with our kingdom? And quick interlude, to Equestria. So it seems like the Crystal Empire of King Sombra is back and joined the Lunar Empire, and now we're fighting on two sides. And, yeah, we are about to die. Equestria has fallen, and I suggest we surrender immediately, as at this point, fighting any longer will only cause more death. And then introduce back to Zarantia. Why is the price of change paid? You have another question in mind, Master Weewerg, I can tell, Umalez said as she took a break from her work of documenting the legends of their people. With the events of the last years, Umalez has decided to aid her people in a more oblique way. The Imazid had always been storytellers, and yet if they were meant to be one nation, wouldn't it behove them to have those stories gathered as well? In this, Weewerg had been invaluable, even if he intended to continue needing her with his questions. What's the purpose of Zarantia? Is it a vehicle for the Aquilid ambitions? Or does it mean more than that? Umalez didn't reply at first, only blinking at him. That was audacious, even for him. What was he getting at? I hold no intent of going against your mother in any way, Weewerg preempted her follow-up question, but it is an important question. I cannot think of many zebras that are truly enthusiastic about the idea of trading away their independence to be ruled by someone not of their tribe. Not even one as revered as your mother. With that in mind, how does Zarantia justify its existence? Umalez sighed. As she leaned back and looked up at the ceiling, she had thought about that herself a lot, and thankfully she had power. She had an answer. It exists to empower them all in the end. If we don't change, we will be undone. Zarantia is our survival. Yes. Unity will bring peace and prosperity. It will ensure our people's continued existence, and it will ennoble our people in the eyes of the rest of the world. It is a fantastic deal, and so it is understandable that we do not take no for an answer. We. Not quite but soon. But I think this is a good time to go ahead and end this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.